Hello and welcome, John Croner with Bullseye Trader. I'd like to welcome you to the Artificial Intelligence Holly and Market Update for Friday, May the 31st, 2019. And being the end of the week and the month, we'll go ahead and take a look at all the candles like we do and just see how things turned out. There's a saying, sell in May and stay away, and there's probably a lot of people that wish they'd have done that on May the 1st, but let's go ahead and take a look here. We'll go ahead and start with the diamonds today. And as we look at the diamonds, you can see it's just been a terrible, terrible week. We had the holiday, off on Monday, and we've been straight down ever since. You can see we've had above average volume, so we closed right at the bottom of the daily candle, the bottom of the weekly candle. We have a bearish engulfing set up on the weekly candles. So this is the fourth week in a row that we are down. And look here on the monthly, we have a big fat bearish engulfing candle set up. So if we get a trade below this anytime next month, we could have a lot more downside coming. So and everything going on with now the tariffs with Mexico, everything else, it has a possibility of being an exciting week next week, depending on your definition of exciting. Now on to the spiders. You can see we have the same story all again, down all week long. You can see, fairly active volume. You can see we don't quite have a bearish engulfing, but we had all these topping wicks, and then this weekly candle ended right at the bottom of it. We do have the bearish engulfing on the monthly candle, so any trade below there, the only good news is you're at a level of resistance here, or support, however you want to look at it there. But if we break through there, there could be a lot more downside. If you look at the volume on the weekly candle, you'll see it was an active month. I'm sorry, on the monthly candle. So that's your spiders for you. Now we're going to go on to the Qs and see how they ended up. And no surprise, right about at the bottom of that candle, weekly candle is down. This has been more of a straight down on the Qs. Monthly candle, we got that big bearish engulfing candle set up. There has been a level of support there, so let's see if we can hold that. I'm sure a lot is going to depend on the news that comes out of Washington and everything else over the weekend here. We've been having these big gaps every day. I mean, look how messy this chart is, just an absolute mess there. But hey, let's get on to Holly and see how she did. We'll get rid of a couple of these charts here. Let's just, first I want to show you, we are adding something, and I'll start highlighting the totals for these next week. We have our risk off mode, our risk on mode, and risk on used to be where it kept monitoring, regardless of the reason it got out, but then they changed it where if you stopped out because of a stop hit, then that particular one, it just was stuck there all day long. So they decided to do that with the risk on, and then they've added a full risk. So in other words, with the full risk, it's you buy it when Holly does, or get into it, and then you pretty much hold it till 5 minutes before the end of the day, no matter what stops it hits, no matter what it does. Very interesting thing. So we're going to have one more number to take a look at, just to give you more food for thought. But with that, let's take a look here and see, for the week here, and you can see the daily ones, so you can look at those a little bit closer on your own if you want. But we ended up with 93 trades for the week. $1.59 was the profit. Our risk on loss was $6.45. And keep in mind, this is per one share of stock. So if you were trading 100 shares multiplied by 100, or 1,000 shares multiplied by 1,000, and we look here for the month of May, we can see we had 196 Holy Grail trades for a profit of $5.44. risk on 230. So it was a risk off for May in the Holly Grill. Holly 2.0 had 222 trades. You can see where she's been in the months gone past, for a profit of $6.16, a little bit low for her. And once again, it was a risk off month for her because risk on was at 329. So you would have been better off getting out with Holly on those two strategies. Holly Neo, $2.37 trades, 237 trades, $2.46 was the profit. Definitely was a risk off on this segment because $7.19 loss. You can see that's the first time that's happened with Neo. So we're sitting at, for the month, 655 trades. So second most active month we've had. 1406 was the risk off profit, or the profit, and our risk on, we lost $1.60. So that is your Holly report for you. And hey, I want to thank you for watching, and just remind you, subscribe to these videos, hit that like button for me. We'd appreciate that. And a little video is going to pop up that's going to give you some information about trading and investing. And hey, thank you, and God bless.